Hey everybody, this is Perch, and I'm getting a chance to catch up with Joe. How you doing, Joe?
I'm all right, Perch. How are you?
You know what? I'm tired. It's trying. I'm feeling a little bit like. I mean, you know what did it was this DC round robin tournament.
Hmm.
Looking at that, there's so many good ideas in that
Yeah,
tournament, and yet only one is going to get picked. 15 amazing ideas. If these were in the 80s, these would all be like 100 issue runs, and we're
yeah.
not even going to get 15 of them.
It's not fair to the fans to tease them like this.
It's not. And as somebody who would like to break into the business, I mean, as you know, I have a lifelong ambition of being right in the middle of comics. That's where everybody wants to be.
Absolutely.
Uh, how in the world am I supposed to compete if you do these? You know, with when there's so many great ideas, I don't know how it will all work.
Yeah, no, there's so many great ideas, great reimaginings of characters that none of us actually read that are
Yeah.
out there, ready to go to revitalize franchises that'll never be TV or movies or anything. Or oops, I guess they are. Oh well. But
Yeah.
yeah, who? No one has ever read a comic and watched a TV show or movie before, ever in the history of media. So
It's true. They don't. There's zero crossover at
yeah,
all, and it is a shame because there are so many exciting things to talk about. There's so many angry fan tears to drink. I don't know
yes,
where anybody's going to get the time for any of this.
no, it's a lot, but it's worth working on those pitches because now with everything going on with Marvel moving over to Penguin Random House and Diamond is in desperate need of another gigantic publisher with a ton of ideas to move some product there. So based on nothing other than that, I'd say this is the time to really hammer out some pitches and get stuff going.
Well, and there's so that's what I was hoping you would say because I'm also noticing there's a lot of streaming services come up and they're coming up faster. And at this
Hmm.
current rate, there's going to be a new streaming service introduced every 2 weeks. And think of
Yeah.
all the content they're going to need. I
Yeah,
mean,
no, you're gonna need a lot of content to fill in all of the hours of the day, especially now that a lot of these services you can watch stuff at 1.5 speed, so you're
yeah.
going through content even faster. So you just need more to just keep consuming monotonous information about stuff you vaguely like to just keep you entertained until you die.
I mean, I was saying, okay, so this is just music to my ears. So we
Sure.
we let's refine some pitches. But you did make me just think. Outside of comics, we should pitch a reality show
Hmm.
making a comic. And the idea is that you get three teams
Hmm.
and they would come in and somebody like a CB Cebulski or somebody could be the
Yeah.
judge, and they would put up a good comic,
Hmm.
something that sold really well. Like they put up Secret Wars, and then they'd get these three teams to try and make their version of that same comic in an hour,
Okay. Yeah.
and then they could kind of put stuff together, and that's a good way to get some that could be a reality show. But let's talk comics.
Sure.
You have some stories in mind. I know you do. You always have great.
Hmm. Yeah. So I've been really inspired by people like Tom King recently. Just being able to go in there
All of us. Yeah.
and just completely remove the hindering joy of comics.
That's always been annoying that gets in the way of a story.
Yeah, absolutely. It's very difficult to enjoy any comics.
Mhm.
It's and I'm grateful for it
Yeah.
because Tom King removed the debilitating joy,
Yes.
and now it looks like there's a lot of doors opening for us who want smart comics that
Yeah.
are going to be able to remove any happiness from us at all.
Yes. Yes. Agreed.
Yeah. So my idea here
Oh man, I
that I've
can't.
been really inspired for is a gritty reboot Matter Eater Lad.
Oh, from Legion of Superheroes.
From Legion of Superheroes.
Okay.
Because, see, here's the thing. A lot of people, they'll talk about how Matter Eater Lad is able to, eat anything.
Mm-hmm.
No one's had the guts to have him eat a lot of people.
Oh, okay. Oh, cannibalism.
Just cannibal. He's just eating tons. He's just a serial murderer, just eating everyone. And really just really brutal imagery of him just, whenever he's got some downtime, he's like hungry or something like that, just ripping living people apart.
Yeah.
And just eating it all.
Yes. And people are matter. So you're not retconning the character any.
Absolutely not. Yeah.
People could be more satisfying than the things he used to eat, like
exactly
dirt and walls. He discovers people are the best things to eat.
Absolutely. This is a way to reinvigorate the character for a new generation, a smarter generation.
Yes.
That has a better understanding of comics.
Yes.
I think it's really important that we do something like this to make the character like more mature, more relatable. Those old Silver Age comics where people are saying popping planets and, they're having fun space adventures to save people in the name of
that was
Superman. Yeah, it was lame bullshit. No one liked any of that. Not even all of the people who went on to great fame in comics leading Marvel and DC because of their love of the Legion of Superheroes. Yeah. So we really need a dark, gritty, sort of reflective, every once in a while he'll be like, maybe I shouldn't be eating all of these people.
Yeah.
And that would be great. And we haven't seen a lot of comics before where there's like some guy who's just eating people alive, like clothes and all. Like he'll eat their keys, their wallet, like just everything. The whole everything.
Yeah.
Every aspect of this, eat the whole thing, and I think, there's a lot of chances here to have, the art sort of convey all sorts of like screaming and gurgling noises. And, really like you could spend a whole comic of him just eating like one person.
Yeah.
And just going into really gritty, gory detail. It'll be like the next that like G.I. Joe issue that Larry Hama did that was like silent, that everyone goes back.
Just sound effect noises.
Yeah. It'll be the next version of that with a person being brutally eaten alive by Matter Eater Lad.
This is where you want to get like a Simon Bisley or a Sienkiewicz or somebody do the art for that. Somebody who could really render the splattery details of close up things, people getting chewed up, and you could even do a little bit of an ad for it of like, Matter Eater is going to eat her for hours, and you're like, oh, what are we in for? And it's like, yes, that you are in for exactly what's advertised.
Exactly, but the other thing too is you can't call it Matter Eater Lad because you gotta maybe you call it like the Matter Eater Lad or just like Bismol.
Yeah.
And then you call it Bismol, and then
yes,
then people can chime in being like, yeah, it's Abysmal.
Yeah,
and you're like, it is. It's actually very difficult to read because of how horribly graphic it is.
That's a Hugo Award winner kind of book right there.
Oh yeah, all the Hugo Awards. Just
I like that because the Legion of Superheroes is always. There's too much hope and optimism, and not nearly enough. If there's one criticism I've had over the years, it's not enough cannibalism.
It's very true. There's like no cannibalism at all in Legion.
So much time has gone by, and they've never had cannibalism.
Yeah, how many issues before someone eats somebody in Legion?
Everything. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very weird, and especially because things like hope and joy and happiness are so fucking childish.
It is. Yeah.
So
this is an old-fashioned concept for dumb people. We're not making boomer comics anymore.
Yeah, and then you do fun things in it. I'm sorry, I didn't mean fun. You do horrible, disturbing things in it, like you know, the issue that's the silent issue of him just like brutally eating someone over like 20 pages. And the thing is, they don't die, this person, until that last page. So they're alive through all of this brutality. The name of this issue, Long Live the Legion.
Oh,
because
that's nice because it's smart.
Yeah, it's smart, and that means it's good.
Man, this is making me hungry. Yeah, these are some great ideas here.
Oh yeah, no,
I love it. That's the. Why didn't Bendis give us that Legion? I mean,
yeah,
it's right there.
There'd be word balloons all over the intestines.
Yeah, I mean, sure. So kind of sticking with DC, I was thinking, there is no Aquaman comic right now.
No,
and we need one, right?
Yes.
I mean, in theory, if there's not an Aquaman comic for more than a year, Marvel gets the rights. That's how it works.
Oh, yeah.
So they do need to put one out soon. And I was thinking, what do you do with Aquaman? He's done everything. I mean, this is a guy who's had every possible adventure, but he's so overpowered. Like, what can't Aquaman do? Is what people say. So I was thinking you do a storyline where you basically make him allergic to salt water, where he can no longer be in the ocean anymore, which is really what's been holding him back. I mean,
absolutely,
that's all these comics of him swimming around. People are like, what the fuck's this? Why don't we have him hanging out the lighthouse more? So in this one, he becomes the freshwater lord of the Lord of the rivers and the lakes. And so he has to swim around kind of countries and solve lake-based crimes. So things like maybe some people dumping a body in a lake. Aquaman can deal with that, or maybe there's some kind of drainage issue in a river. We could do that. But that could be a new take on Aquaman. He has to he's a fish out of water in different water.
Yeah. No, that's about time. He could. There are different kind of animals he could wrestle or commune. Maybe he has to learn to commune with freshwater fish.
Exactly, and that could be like a learning process. He's slowly educating himself and everything else. It feels like that would solve the problem of just him being so godly powerful, doing anything. He can communicate with whales. Now he has to communicate with like rainbow trout.
Yeah, no, that's great. I think that's going to be. I think it's an easy sell.
It feels like it fits right in with what they're doing with Infinite Frontier.
Oh yeah, no, whatever it is they're doing with Infinite Frontier, that fits because everything fits.
Freshwater king of the rivers.
Absolutely, that's right.
Yeah, that's a sodium-free Aquaman.
That goes on the label.
That's your title,
right in the front.
Yeah, that's what you have. What other books would you write?
Well, here's the thing. This is a little like I'm swimming for the fences here.
Oh, please.
I may have figured out a way to completely revitalize Marvel's line for Gen Z and millennials.
Oh, they need it.
Here it is. You know how they like video games?
Oh yeah, I have heard
the
that.
Kids. Yeah. So and you know how social media has turned generations of people into sociopathic narcissists?
I've never seen that for myself, but I've heard that.
Yeah, no, exactly. So here's what you do. You revamp the whole line as Marvel U. And look here. DC did it a few years ago, but that's kind of the Marvel thing.
Sure. That's their brand.
So we do the Marvel U. Here's the hook that gets these kids who like video games. All the comics are done in the first person.
Ah, okay.
So you're reading this and you're the hero.
You're Spider-Man.
You're Spider-Man. So every page is like you're Spider-Man, like looking forward, and everyone's like talking to you. You're the one swinging through the streets and all of that. And everything in the comic revolves around you.
It's genius. It plays on the most important person in the world, yourself, and video games. I love it.
And not only that, here's the little underlining bit that makes this a guaranteed sell to Marvel.
The cherry on the frosting. Yeah.
Here it is. You will never get another Todd McFarlane because the artist on the book never actually draws Spider-Man.
Oh, I see. That's perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, this idea financially is genius. You could, in time, not even hire an artist at all and just use like Google Maps Street View.
Oh, yeah.
Just put that on the page and then put some word bubbles there and you're done. Comics would be so much faster to produce.
Yeah, this is how we get that weekly Amazing Spider-Man comic.
This is great. I mean, this is how you could squeeze out another dozen X titles.
Oh, it wouldn't be hard at all. And people just get to pick whichever X-Man they think they are.
Yes.
And they get to read that, you know? Now I am Cyclops or Storm or whoever the hell. And everyone's talking about how great I am. All those interactions in Marvel Comics where it's just characters fluffing each other. Now you're the one getting fluffed.
That's perfect. That's genius.
Yeah,
it's a genius idea. So
that's the disconnect that's been going on.
I think this is you've landed on the biggest idea of our time. So you pick up Captain Marvel, and instead of saying, "Hey, Carol, you are such an amazing hero. How do you do it?" They're saying, "You." The reader, hey, you, and they're looking at you and like pointing at you, like you are amazing. Everything you do is amazing.
Yeah.
And then when you see a villain, you beat that villain up, and then the villain surrenders to you.
Yeah.
It's perfect. And later in the comic, when you go and you hook up with Rhodey, it's you who's fucking Rhodey.
Yes.
It's perfect on every level.
It really is. And it's a guaranteed success.
This is a perfect idea. I'm amazed they haven't done this already.
I'm honestly shocked they haven't done it either.
It's so perfect. It's you. Yeah. It's Marvel. You. It's the world outside your window.
Literally your window.
Yeah. Literally your window.
Yeah. It's time. Let's make it happen.
This is City of Bruce level genius right here.
Thank you. Thank you. I think we're onto something here.
Yes. I mean, yeah, there's so many different directions you can go with this. I love it. It'd be cheaper to produce, it'd be quicker.
Yes.
Everything is you. It's 22 pages of people complimenting you. And who doesn't love that? Millennials love that shit.
Absolutely they do. Yes, you listener.
Yes.
You love it. And you look great today.
You do. You're so strong and charming.
Yeah, and you're a great worker. I bet everyone at the office loves working with you.
Yeah. Yeah, everybody, you're staring around at the world listening to this on your headphones, but everybody that you're looking at, that they are thinking how great you are.
They really are. If only you could hear them.
I'm thinking that right now about you. Yeah. Yes,
you.
Yes. Man, I don't know how to follow that up. Like you've thrown them. That is mic drop. We're done. Chef kiss.
That really is.
Yes. It's almost as good as the listener. It's amazing.
Yeah. This is gonna revolutionize comics.
It definitely. Well, I mean, so okay. Well, this idea is lame in comparison. I really don't know how to follow that up. I mean, my idea. Maybe I need to read some Marvel comics to feel better about myself. But this is my thought is, what one of the things that everybody loves in comics is that when you get a popular hero, you make more of them.
Yes.
But one character that's never really had this happen, there was once another, but the Thing, we really don't have that many things. There's just one Thing. There was a she Thing for a while, and then there's a woman in a Thing suit for a bit of time. But we really, compared to Green Lantern or Flash or Captain America, we really haven't that many things. So my idea is, this is more of an event maybe, where Doctor Doom drops a Thing bomb.
Yeah.
And basically everyone becomes a Thing. The entire planet is just orange rocky things. You get Thing Force and the League of Things and X Things and the Incredible Thing. Some guys running around like I'm the Incredible Thing, and it's just things everywhere. The Magnificent Thing. Like somebody's like, hey, that's a magnificent thing over there. And they're like, yes, it is a magnificent thing. And it's a whole world full of things. And Ben Grimm, even Aunt Petunia is a thing. They're all things.
Nice.
And there's really no ending. They just, at one point, they just stopped being things and everything. But it gives people what they've been wanting, which is everybody is the thing. And artists always love drawing the thing as well. So it gives so many artists a chance to just draw this orange rocky character. Yeah, I think we've been doing symbiotes for a while. Why not? The world of things everywhere.
All right. Yeah. No. I think that's good. I mean, obviously, you had different events like Spider Island, and out of everything that came out of that run, people to this day never shut up about Spider Island. They keep wanting more.
Yeah.
More Spider Island, please. That's all you hear. So I mean, this falls right into that.
Yeah. You gotta see different things. Plus, it ends any of that race stuff because everybody's just orange and rocky, and it's great. They're just having big rock orgies in the it's just perfect.
Yeah. No, that's great. If they could, maybe they could have their own island. Because look, you had Spider Island, you have Krakoa. If there could be some sort of thing island, or a bunch of them, they're rocks. They can just smash into each other until they're their own island.
They just make their own little world there out of rocks. Yeah, thing world thing, planet thing. There
we go. Planet size thing.
That thing has a planet size thing.
Yeah, and then that way they could sell them for $7.99, $9.99, whatever it is.
Sure. Yeah, get that thing in your hands. You're going to want to read it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds great. There's not enough Ben Grimm related stuff out there, and
there's not. It's an untapped character. We really don't even know much about him or what he does. But in this instance, everybody would get to feel what it's like to have a thing.
Yeah. No. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, people probably like. I mean, where would they even know the thing from? Like that 90s cartoon show, but no one really watched that.
No.
There was the Rise of the Silver Surfer movie, but the guy from what was it? The guy from The Shield, not the Nick Fury Shield, that other show, Shield, with the schlubby bald guy running around.
Yes,
that guy.
Yeah, that one. I mean, I know some people know the character from Arrested Development, where he cameoed there, but that's about it, really.
Yeah, there was that. There was a wonderful "getting your rocks off" joke in that show.
Yes, that's what we need more of.
Yeah.
What other comics would you get your rocks off with?
Let's see. Let me open up my little document here. Here's another pitch for you. An immortal Amazonian champion returns to man's world to discover her and the Amazon's sacrifice now forgotten. A new breed of hero-seeking powers, glory and dominance, and the secret family she left behind, offering one last chance at redemption. Sorry, wrong tab. That's Asteria, the Last Amazon from the DC round robin.
Oh shit!
I apologize.
Oh, no problem. I was going to say that one is what that didn't have the same kind of quality as some of your others.
No. So I'm sorry you all had to suffer through that.
Oh no, no worries.
But so here's the thing.
Okay.
With Wonder Woman, because when it comes to Wonder Woman, they just do the contest over and over again.
Right.
And she always briefly loses being Wonder Woman, whatever the hell that means, and someone else gets to be Wonder Woman for a while, which is weird that they're always doing this contest and she's always losing, and somehow redeems herself and is Wonder Woman again. So what I thought would be good is, what if we do the contest yet again, but this time since she's Wonder Woman, she just kind of easily wins the contest and moves on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you really want to reestablish her dominance. You want to make it very clear, like, look, this is Wonder Woman. Of course she's going to win the contest and keep being Wonder Woman. And in a way, you're subverting expectations.
That's very popular right now.
It is very popular. But the other thing that's really popular is Dadaist fucking nonsense.
Oh, okay.
So even though she wins the contest,
I think I know where you're going with this.
The lead up is, it starts where, everyone has to find like their whip that they're going to use for this, their whip, their lasso, what have you. They all got to get bracers. They got to get, all that stuff.
Yeah, maybe there's a dress up time where they're trying to figure out the right battle gear.
Yeah, so we really build this up, and then we just do like you think it's going to be these like physical fights, but it turns into like Diana has to win the $64,000 pyramid.
Yeah.
Then there's a karaoke contest. After that, it's that, remember that like the supermarket sweepstakes show?
Yes.
And that's like coming back again. So we'll do that because, people might remember that. I don't know if they actually will, but you do something like that. Then there's like a movie marathon.
Yes.
Exactly. And it's AT&T Time Warner, so we'll have to look through what movies they have the rights to, and if we can't do that in time before it has to go to print, like that's ever stopped anyone from just having a book come out late, we might just have to have them like watching, like we'll have it so like the screen's away from the reader and you're just watching like their reactions.
Yeah, that's always, people love those bits. And you can just have them watching Wonder Woman 84 and do a meta.
Yeah. But then you do that. Maybe they're playing like Candy Crush. Do people still play Candy Crush? I don't know.
Every day.
Okay, yeah. So they could play Candy Crush. And that's like 6 pages because if you do the phone right, it takes up the whole page.
Yeah.
And then like you could kill like 6 pages. It's very little work for the artist. They're just making slight graphic adjustments to the Candy Crush game in there. And so it's all a big waste of time because Diana's still the winner at the end of this.
They could do like what Fear Factor used to do, where they have to eat like a gross food at some point, or maybe kind of they could all have to lay in a little bowl and they pour spiders on them and they see who wiggles first. These kinds of challenges, maybe counting jelly beans, or maybe like guessing how many nickels are in a jar, stuff like that.
Yeah. No, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
I mean, there's, stuff like that. Also, maybe you make a reference to like that episode of Seinfeld, The Contest.
Yes.
It's a little risque, but, we're, people writing comics now at the big two are in like their 30s and 40s, and they keep making references to stuff from like the 90s that millennials and some millennials and everyone from Gen Z wouldn't get anyway, but it doesn't stop them. So we should keep that proud tradition of making those kind of references. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I love this. I love the idea that we're finally making this tournament modern. I mean, when I see these old comics and they're doing things like battles of strength and endurance, I mean, what is that even for? It's not like these heroes are going to use any of that. So why not things that are a little bit more fun, a little bit more reflective on life, like a pie eating contest, or a gown contest of who's got the prettiest tiara or something like that. I mean, that seems like a way more relevant to what Wonder Woman would actually be doing in life.
Yeah, no, I mean, you do something like that, or, everyone who writes or draws comics now, all they do for most of the day is watch those like bake-off sort of competitions and stuff like that. So you do like some sort of bake-off or cupcake war type scenario, and then
Yes.
you make it funny because like the judges are like, Cersei and Ares and like,
Yeah.
and then we're all having fun, which is what we came here for. A lot of
Well,
fun.
I mean, yeah, you don't. It's everybody's always so serious. Like, let's have them running and racing. Let's have them baking and dancing. Like that's what's popular.
Yeah.
I like that. It's a more modern take. It's a relevant take of what's going on with Wonder Woman, and then at the end she just wins handily and continues on.
Yeah, exactly. Because fans should get what they want, which is Diana winning the contest, but they also love nonsense. So we got to give them a lot of nonsense to pad out the predictable win.
Yeah, I like that. I speaking of like defying expectations. So I had this idea for a new superhero team. Could be Marvel or DC. It doesn't really matter. But it's relatively new characters, and it's basically taking a page out of current events. So this is a superhero team, but they are going to fight crime in a modern way. So there's going to be no crime prevention. There's going to be no incarceration, no just counseling of villains. They show up to the Masters of Evil, and they're not going to try and fight them. They're not just going to inflict any kind of violence. Instead, they're going to talk to them about what they're doing, try and put them into different programs to help them out, to be more productive members of society. And they'd be more of a citizens team, right? A community team. Yeah. But here's the twist. Like the Thunderbolts, in reality, these heroes are actually just pretending to care about all of this, the social issues and helping people out. And in reality, they're like signing contracts with oil drilling companies and they're stopping things using peaceful methods for a villain team, but then they're building like an oil pipeline down from Canada, and they're throwing their garbage out on the side of the road and that kind of stuff. And it's basically a new take on the Thunderbolts, where this team, you could call this like the woke Coast Avengers.
Okay.
Or something like something along those lines, where they're pretending to be one thing, but they're actually something completely different, advancing their own power schemes, and eventually they get caught up and then they throw in jail, and that's ironic. But that's the basic pitch. And you could assemble like a weird collection of characters who maybe were former rich. Like Angel could be in there, or Tony Stark could be in there, but he's wearing like a different costume because he's dressed up like a tree instead of Iron Man.
Sure.
And help teach environmental causes. Yeah, something along those lines.
So this is a good opportunity to have NFTs get introduced and divide the whole team.
Yes, exactly. Half the team wants to make NFTs of their successes. And sell them, and then give the money to like marginalized communities. And the other half wants to actually do a kind of a terrorist attack on servers and basically take Elon Musk and strip him of his wealth and make him work in Jack in the Box. And so they have a big like civil war fight. Yeah,
no, that's the modern take on civil war I think you need right now.
Yeah, exactly. The battle should be over NFTs. Or maybe angry YouTubers, something along those lines.
What about a YouTuber trying to convert their videos into an NFT?
Perfect. They get it all in on one. You don't need to do that. So that's the whole thing. So this whole thing starts where the fake kind of heroes have gone to a protest where. But instead of trying to disperse it, they actually join in. They videotape it to put it up on their YouTube channel, and then the tech savvy one on the team makes an NFT out of it in order to build different businesses, and that creates the rift within the team.
Okay, I like it. I think it's very relatable.
Sure,
who wouldn't want that?
Crazy people wouldn't want that. There you go. So you get to play with current, rip from the headlines type stuff, but you also at the same time get to show kind of the paradox of how these teams operate and everything else. And it's it's I would love to. I mean, like, who wouldn't love to see scenes of like Doctor Doom sitting down to kind of have a good cry with our heroes about what he's been doing wrong. You know, we always rush to battles. In fact, you'd have panels of like the villain's like expecting to fight, like you have the absorbing man there, and he's got his ball and chain, and he's ready to have a good fight. And you know, the hero's like, no, here's a coffee. Let's talk about your problems and where your life went wrong.
There's not enough people sitting down having coffee in comics anymore. We've lost our way. There's too many larger meals. You know, sometimes you just need like a coffee break or characters just having coffee. Not everyone drinks alcohol. So sometimes when you have a comic that has a party setting where people are holding champagne, it's not very welcoming to sober people. And look, I understand coffee, you know, there are certain people that don't drink caffeine. We could kind of leave it open-ended. You know, let's let the reader use their imagination. Maybe it's decaffeinated.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
You know,
it's a cup with some steam coming off of it.
Yeah.
That kombucha shit.
Yeah, you know, but that would be good to have more stuff like that, or just like, you know, lighter sort of situation, maybe bubble tea.
Sure. Yeah. What if it was the Red Skull and he was getting ready to like red gas murder everyone in between blogs, and the heroes come in and it's like, hey, you know, we'll let you can gas the people if you want, but let me show you a better way. Have some bubble tea.
Yeah, and then we could have some dialogue that treats everyone like a fucking idiot, where like, you know, like the Red Skull's just like, well, what are these bubbles made out of? It's like, it's tapioca. It's like, oh, really? I didn't know what tapioca tastes like. You know, and you just...
Where has this been all my life? And he's like staring at it with wonder in his eyes, like, oh my God, I know, right? Oh my God, I know. And then you can just have several panels where they say that, and it's like, so good. And then like maybe the sun is setting in the background because they're just having the same scene play out over like 8 hours.
Oh my God. Yeah, no, definitely. You do that. You do, you know, you could even make it where the Red Skull discovering bubble tea makes it so he no longer wants to wipe out the population of the planet.
Right. And he just like, from then on, you could have like the voiceover. From then on, the Red Skull would always have his bubble tea in the morning and things would be okay. It just shows him, maybe he's like walking down the street. He's got his bubble tea on one hand and he throws a little bit of change into like a homeless hat there, showing that he's changed, and he gets onto a bus and drives away.
Oh yeah. No, that's perfect.
Poignant.
Yeah. No, for sure. That would be, yeah. I think that makes sense to do something like that.
I think we don't have enough of that in our lives. There's not enough. Like maybe even the heroes could like go to a crowded area and tell them, hey, why isn't everybody wearing a mask? And then they could hand out masks. And then nobody feels shamed. Nobody feels bad. Everybody's learned a lesson. Everybody masks up and people are safer and the heroes have done their duties. But then they go back to their headquarters and, you know, they invest in GameStop or something to run up the stock. That's
funny because that happened not terribly long ago. And by the time the comic comes out, no one's going to remember what it was.
Perfect. It'll be an original idea again.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's exactly it.
That's how it works. What other things do you have in your pocket?
Well, you know how we will never stop mining the work of Alan Moore, for example.
Well, of course.
And now we've got, what was it? We had Before Watchmen, which almost stopped them. But luckily, Doomsday Clock was a big enough success that we got Rorschach. And who knows what the hell else we're going to get after this.
I'm so glad we got Rorschach. That comic is genius on all the levels.
Oh, yeah. No, it's inspiring. But I think it's time to follow in the footsteps of everyone trying to make a quick buck off of Watchmen and do a V for Vendetta prequel.
Okay. Yeah, it needs one.
And we all know that the letter before V is U.
Yeah. Yes.
So here's my idea. You for Unrest.
Oh, damn it. You've done it again.
Right? It put a lot of thought into this one.
This is why you're a pro comic writer right here. This is
thank you.
So genius. You for
so here's the thing, but here's where we add to the genius. It takes place today instead of in the past, because who cares? The movie kind of took place in more modern times, so I figure no one actually cares. So it's today, and it's just whatever's happening today in our lives now. It's just how people are acting on Twitter. It's protests. It's all the stuff happening now.
Yeah.
Which is unrest. And that way, people are going to read this comic and be like, oh my God.
Wait a minute.
This comic is what's happening now. Yeah. And that means something, I guess.
I'm not sure what that could mean. I love this idea, but yeah, I mean, if there is unrest and what comes after you is no, I don't know. I'm not sure people would make that connection, but I love this idea.
Yeah. No, it's good. Well, we might have to put like we'll put some sort of teaser where, we'll have someone in like Guy Fawkes. I mean, people wear Guy Fawkes masks now.
Yes.
So
I think there's so much cool stuff you can do. Yeah, and then of course you could at a later date you could do like W for war, or
yes, that's the logical next step. Yeah.
Yes, and then I'm not going to try and spell beyond that, but yeah, that's perfect.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, after that is
xylophone for.
Xylophone, or X is for Xeno, and it's an alien invasion after the war.
Yeah, or xenophobe,
which is another kind of alien invasion after the war.
That's right.
There you go.
I love you for Unrest. I love the quiet power of that, because you can, I'm picturing like lots of 9-panel grids of people like looking at their computer and just getting angry.
Mm-hmm.
People like going in and be like, what the fuck? When did Starbucks get to be $5 a cup?
Right.
Yeah. And that's the unrest
absolutely.
Part. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I love this. I absolutely love that idea. I on the lighter side, I was thinking about something you said previously when you've helped me out with some story ideas of, what is it that everybody knows about Namor? And, what is the one defining thing about Namor? Well, it's that he wants to fuck the Invisible Woman.
Yes.
And so, but he never seems to quite get it done. And so he's got to be frustrated over all the time.
For sure.
And then meanwhile, what's the one thing we know about Wolverine is he wants to fuck Jean Grey.
Yeah.
And, despite what's going on there on the moon, they neither seems to be really getting anywhere. So what about a buddy comedy comic where Wolverine and Namor, who I don't think have really teamed up before, they like meet in a bar in Madripoor. They're drowning their sorrows, and they come to the conclusion of, we can help each other out. So we finally get to fuck the girl of our dreams. And so it's Namor helping coach Wolverine about how to get Jean Grey, and it's Wolverine coaching Namor about how to get in with the Invisible Woman. And this entire comic, the two of them, help. It's like a buddy comedy of, and they both like have a pact. Like, we're not going to, before the summer is out, we're both going to nail this girl of our dreams.
Mm-hmm.
How would that, what do you, and I was thinking if there's some other characters, but really those two would be it would be amazing to watch.
No, that would be amazing to watch. I think like Nightcrawler needs to be there, because the only thing people know about Nightcrawler is that him and like Wolverine are buddies, I guess.
Yeah.
So
yeah, okay. Maybe have Nightcrawler in there, and he's like the designated driver. he comes in as these two are getting drunk, and then he sees them making the pact. And he's torn because his religion means he has to uphold the pact with them, but he's morally opposed to it as well. So he's conflicted.
Yeah, and we get to do all these fun jokes because Nightcrawler can come in and teleport Wolverine away before he puts his foot in his mouth.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and we can establish that Nightcrawler is a virgin.
Yes.
And so they're making lots of jokes about how he's a virgin. And then like Wolverine saying stuff like, oh, you're a priest. I don't know. Do you want Miss to take you over where Power Pack is or something like that? And then, then jokes would ensue.
Yeah, we could introduce a new shape changer mutant altar boy.
Yes. Yeah. That's a good plan. There's not enough of that in comics.
No.
But like the advice would be really bad. Like Namor would say something to Wolverine like, here's how you do it. You just go in there and you grab her by the hair and you drag her underwater.
Yeah.
And Wolverine tries to do it and it's like, shit, she's drowning. And then, Nightcrawler has to get him out of there. And so it's like, it's a lot of bumbling around, it's a lot of that stuff. Maybe Wolverine gives Namor the advice of like, take Sue and like put her into the sun and burn her alive. And then she'll want to sleep with you.
Yeah. No, that stuff works. Could we incorporate the Krakoa Tiki Bar some more though?
Yeah, maybe that's where they meet because Namor's an established mutant, so he comes to Krakoa and they're hanging out there, and the Blob maybe is listening in on this, like, oh, I don't know if this is a good idea, guys. Yeah. And then maybe you even have the four of them, like Nightcrawler is the responsible virgin, and then Blob is like the funny fat guy, and then Wolverine and Namor are trying to fulfill their pact. It could be, this should be the next X title, I think.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. That's and it's very forward thinking, very because the women are really driving the plot forward.
That's right. You think it's an all guy title, but it's the women. The women kind of know what's going on and like, oh, those guys. Yeah. But then at some point early on, you have to give them hope. Like Sue would be like, I would never fuck Namor unless, and then they're like whispering to each other. And maybe Nightcrawler overhears it, so he knows the secret, but he doesn't want to say. And so that also becomes an interesting little buddy comedy dynamic to this whole thing. And maybe the Blob could have a baby that he just loses from time to time.
Yeah, no, that would be fun. Who we should get to write this, which is perfect for comics, because you always want to grab someone that's like 10 years after anyone would give a fuck if they're writing a comic.
Yeah.
You get either Judd Apatow or Seth Rogen to do it.
Yes, exactly.
Because this sounds right in their wheelhouse. No one cares about Judd Apatow movies anymore. No one cares at all about Seth Rogen. They've been memory hold. No one references those movies that no one ever really liked. It's almost like it's like we were being brainwashed for a while, that people were like, I saw the 40-year-old virgin and now I need to see Superbad. And then like we're far enough away from that it's like we all got out of like the end of the world together, and we're just like,
that's right.
You remember when everyone just wouldn't shut up about those Judd Apatow movies? Yeah, I do. And we're past that now, and
I feel like we're going through that same process with Adam Sandler at the moment.
So. We might be as soon as this next Netflix deal runs out.
Yeah,
It's
these are some I love. So I'm still, by the way, just completely blown away. You should have saved it for the end, man. This Marvel U. The best idea in the world.
Thank you. I think we're really onto something. We're gonna have to figure that one out.
I think I think you should try and copyright that idea quickly. Are there any? I had a bunch of other notes here, but nothing that would make a really great comic. Like I had something with dynamite and butts.
Okay.
Hawk people, a team made up of nothing but Hawkeyes. A lot of that kind of stuff. Like they could all be fighting with bow and arrow. Did you have any other kind of little pitches in there that?
Yeah. I mean, I also had the Batman of Bismol. He just eats guns.
Yes. Okay. I like that too.
I had we do Miss Marvel, but we really lean into the fact that she's an Inhuman and has this alien sort of blood in her system, and like her, and her like real family comes to Earth, and it's all about weird alien shenanigans and trying to grow up and be a kid, and it's called Marvel Universe.
Oh yes, I like that. Yeah.
See, we got.
They're going to have Miss Marvel get the Captain Universe powers at some point and be Marvel Universe. Oh yeah, that's going to happen.
That's completely happening. And then I had, what was it? Since I'm in my 30s, you do like an indie, like drawn in quarterly Fantagraphics type of book with the French folds. And in different dimensions, that's black and white. That's it takes place in the late 90s or early 2000s, which is the last time I paid attention to pop culture. There's a rock band or something in it, and which is unrelatable to anyone now because rock bands aren't really a thing anymore. And I'm too far up my own ass to realize these things. And it's all about how hard it is being like a white guy in the suburbs growing up. And there's a vague, disinterested girl or something, and it's called The Lonely Life of Boy Sadness.
Yeah, there you go.
And I guess the character is also like some kind of like artist or something, something stupid. And then like there's some older woman trying to fuck the guy. It's the same shit in all of these Fantagraphics drawn in quarterly books. It's just that.
Yeah. Okay. All condensed into one story. I like that title. Yeah. The Boy Sadness.
The Lonely Life of Boy Sadness.
The Lonely Life of Boy Sadness. That sounds perfect.
Yeah, it's great. The French folds are really what does it. When you pick up a book that's got French folds, you're like, this is one fancy book.
This is class. I'm gonna put this next to my my Cristal and be in good shape.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Joe, this is very helpful.
No problem.
We've got to copyright some of these ideas.
Yes, we really have to get on top of that because some of these are real money makers.
Some of them are, and some of them are undoubtedly going to be done by publishers as well.
Yes. Hopefully before we put this video out.
Okay.
This is that problem. Yeah. Does Marvel have a round robin coming? I'm okay. So many good ideas. Joe, thank you very much as always. You're a good friend, and I hope you're doing well, and we've got to do this again soon. Thanks, you too, and hopefully we'll get some good pitches picked up someday.
I hear that there's a comic book executive who wouldn't mind listening to our pitches and kind of helping us out a little bit. So next time we'll do that.
Oh, that would be great. Let's make that happen.
Yes, perfect.